The day of Mab'ath is when the Prophet Muhammad was officially entrusted with the responsibility of prophethood at the age of 40. There is a near consensus amongst Shi'i scholars that this event occurred on the 27th of Rajab. Before this, the Prophet was known to have visited the cave of Hira on the outskirts of Mecca for a number of years for the purpose of meditation. On this particular day, he encountered the angel Gabriel in the cave. Gabriel addressed the Prophet by asking him to repeat the first 5 verses of Surah Al-Alaq. Sunni and Shi'i accounts differ regarding the reaction of the Prophet to this event. The sources of Ahl Sunnah generally describe the Prophet as having not expected this ordeal. They say that he was shocked, confused and alarmed at this encounter with the angel Gabriel. In fact, it is claimed that the Prophet was unable to utter anything after this confrontation. They suggest that Gabriel had to put physical pressure on the Prophet for him to repeat the verses. The Prophet, they suggest, then headed home to take refuge with his wife Lady Khadija. They say that he narrated the events of the day to her, whilst also entertaining the thought that he may have been possessed by a jinn, or that he may have been hallucinating. On hearing this, they say, Lady Khadija took the Prophet to her cousin, Waraka ibn Nawfal, a Christian priest, who affirmed that Prophet Muhammad was indeed a messenger and that he should not doubt his experience. The Shia vehemently disagree with this rendition of events, and according to their sources, the event unfolded very differently. According to them, the Prophet had already seen signs of prophethood before the age of 40. They say that since the age of 37, he had seen certain visions of angels giving him glad tidings of what was to come. Furthermore, Imam Sadiq tells us that before Allah chooses a person as a prophet, He grants them tranquility and dignity so that whatever is revealed upon them. This means that the prophets do not have any doubts when revelation descends upon them. How is it then possible for the Prophet to have been so worried, frightened and doubtful that when Angel Gabriel informed him about his mission, he actually wondered if he was hallucinating or even possessed? The Shia believe in quite the contrary, insofar as they claim that the Prophet was anticipating this encounter. Nevertheless, since it was the very first revelation, it was a unique and overwhelming experience for the Prophet, but not one that he was frightened by, or one where he suffered any confusion as to what he was experiencing. One of the reasons why the Prophet was very concerned after receiving revelation was due to the possible reaction that he was expecting from the Meccan polytheists of Mecca. The Prophet felt a certain weight of responsibility as to how he would be able to deliver the message and fulfill his divine responsibility in circumstances where the polytheists would surely initiate a propaganda campaign against him. He knew that they would label him a liar, a sorcerer, or someone possessed by jinn. The day of Mab'ath is thus to be seen as the beginning of the Prophet's message, as it was on this day that he was given divine responsibility to convey the teachings of the religion of Islam. As this is a day of joy and celebration for the Muslims, we have been advised by the Ahlul Bayt to spend its night in worship. They have said that whoever fasts on this day receives the reward of fasting for 60 months. On this great day, we must thank Allah for His immense blessings and send our sincere salutations to His beloved Prophet, the Prophet Muhammad.